The Diablo series is one of Blizzard's most recognizable properties. It's bleak, dark, and unforgiving, and has influenced dozens of other video games. The randomized loot, the insane level of customization, that music. The Diablo series has something to appeal to nearly every type of gamer out there, which is why it's endured for so long with only 3 true entries in the series. Today, we're exploring some of the lesser-known corners of the Diablo series. Here's the untold truth of Diablo. A different team. It seems odd that the same development team that brought us Warcraft and Starcraft would completely change pace and bring us the darker-than-dark Diablo.
The people pray for strength and guidance. They should pray for the mercy of a swift death.
That's because the team that developed Diablo wasn't originally affiliated with Blizzard at all. The original pitch for Diablo comes from a company called Condor. Condor got its feet wet with a few console games like NFL Quarterback Club 96 and Justice League Task Force before putting together the design for what would become Diablo. Blizzard was so impressed with the direction of the game and studio that they not only agreed to publish Diablo, but also bought Condor and rebranded them as Blizzard North. Humble beginnings. Even though Condor was originally the brains behind Diablo, it's probably a good idea Blizzard provided some direction. For one, the art style took inspiration from a rather strange muse. Instead of the realistic 2D sprites that we know and love, Diablo was originally going for a claymation-style look, inspired by the dinosaur beat-em-up game Primal Rage. There are plenty of other original design elements that were changed significantly. The biggest was that the game was supposed to be turn-based in its early development. Considering the impact Diablo would go on to have on the action RPG genre, that little tweak had a huge effect on the video game industry. A hidden joke. Diablo cut back on some of the silliness you can find in Blizzard's other titles, but there are still a few moments where the developers have a bit of fun with the dark, gothic atmosphere. When you enter the final level of the first game, Diablo calls out a demonic greeting to you. Playing his ominous-sounding words backwards, though, and you'll realize that he's really saying, "Eat your vegetables and brush after every meal." Time Rush. One of the best parts of Diablo is exploring every nook and cranny, cleaning out every monster on a given floor. Originally, however, that was not the plan for the game's design. A little item called the Map of the Stars gave your playthrough a time limit that would make the final boss practically impossible to beat if you took too long getting to him. Thankfully, that item was cut from the final build because it discouraged players from exploring the world. Making jokes into reality. After Diablo's release, rumors of a secret level began circulating on forums, with all sorts of difficult and time-consuming methods of supposedly gaining access to it. If you could enter it, deadly cow enemies and all sorts of rare loot awaited you. As it turned out, the level never existed. It was just an early internet meme gone viral. However, in Diablo 2, you could actually access a hidden cow level full of aggressive cows. These enemies were extremely difficult and could quickly make mincemeat out of unprepared adventurers. Era 37. Diablo 3 was as hotly anticipated as a game can get. However, the design choice of making the game an always-online title and the insane amount of hype surrounding it came together to create a perfect storm of problems. The servers were completely overloaded when the game released, which caused gamers everywhere to frantically relaunch, reinstall, and bombard Blizzard with questions.
Leslie, I typed your symptoms into the thing up here and it says you could have network connectivity problems.
With the servers bogged down, no one was able to play the game, all thanks to the now infamous Era 37. A much-needed redesign. Diablo 3 had more problems at its launch than just the dreaded Era 37 message. Fans soon ran into some other problems with the game's design, and they mostly revolved around the difficult end-game grind. Even though Diablo 3 had sold millions of copies, Blizzard knew it was not up to the quality standards they kept.
It wasn't my fault. Not your fault.
They brought in a new lead designer, Josh Mosquera, who had been working on a console port of the game, to overhaul several of the game's systems. Mosquera brought in several features of the console port to help streamline Diablo 3's first expansion, Reaper of Souls. That included eliminating the game's real money auction house. He increased item drop rates, changed the way characters could move, and helped bring the fun back to Diablo 3. A disastrous launch turned into a much-loved game that is still played by thousands of people. Joke dungeons. From cow levels to hidden lore jokes, Diablo has managed to sneak some humor into the otherwise gloom and doom world of Diablo. One of the most innovative ways they were able to do this was with two extremely rare dungeons hidden in Diablo 3. Development Hell and Quality Hell are ways of giving credit to Blizzard staff and are both tough to find. They only appear on Nightmare difficulty or above, and they only have about a 1% chance to spawn. Both levels look like ordinary dungeons, but every monster has the name of a Blizzard employee. Development Hell monsters are named after the Blizzard 3 design team, and Quality Hell monsters feature names of the QA team. You can even get an achievement for working your way through Development Hell and taking out the unique boss, Josh Mosquera.